Hi, everybody. Welcome to Small Business Social. I'm Care.
And I am Steve Seymour.
And I am so excited to have Jesse on with us today. So Jesse Jablon has been networking with me for, oh my God, 2, 3, 4 years, I feel like. Yeah. It's been a bit. So welcome to the show. We're super excited to have you. We're going to talk about all the things with the Rockwell Park Summer Festival, which is coming up here in downtown Bristol. But I would love if you would take a few minutes and tell everybody a little bit about yourself, who you are, and then we'll dive into all things festival and small business.
Okay, sure. On the personal side of things?
Yeah. Right.
I mean, the biggest, most exciting thing personally for me is I am about to have my 40th wedding anniversary.
Oh my gosh,
40th?
That's amazing.
40. Yeah. August 25th. I know, right? It is amazing.
Oh my gosh.
You know, that's some old people stuff right there. I don't know
40th.
I don't know how we got there, but
I've had 3 wives and I still didn't hit 40 years. I'm not lying.
Fine, right? Yeah, no, I got married at 24 and now I'm 64 and here we are having our 40th. So
Well,
that's my
congratulations.
exciting personal news, right? That's happening actually about a month after the festival. No, excuse me, a week after the festival.
Oh, wow. So you'll be able to double celebrate.
Oh, my God, yeah. I'll be relieved that the festival's over, and then we're going to have our personal celebration. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Well, tell everybody, I know you brought a poster with you. So today, our big focus is really talking about Jesse and all the amazing things that he's doing with the Rockwell Park Summer Festival here in Bristol. I mean, you impact numerous small businesses in multiple ways with leading up to the festival and then the event itself. So would you tell everybody who's listening
He's
a little
an
bit
evil
more?
genius.
Yes.
I don't know about the evil part or the genius part. But the West End Association was formed back in 2011. The city put a study together called the West End Study. And I was one of the initial participants in that study, along with several others like Dave Hamlin from Hamlin's Auto at the time and others from the West End. And one of the things that the West End study came up with was that we should form a neighborhood association. So we took that to heart. We came up with our association. I was one of the founding members. And at the time, I owned some property on School Street in Bristol.
Cool.
That was where my involvement came from. I owned the building that formerly was the Gagnon Photo Studio building and is now currently the Cafe Royale.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Yeah, so I owned that building for 11 years.
Wow.
And I had since sold it. But I stayed, even though I sold the building and I don't have any property in Bristol, I still stayed
Darn,
on.
I was just going to ask if you had any, because I'm looking for a new spot. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I actually don't have any physical interest like owning anything in Bristol. I live in Terryville.
Okay.
But I still am part of the West End Association. And you know, I found some really good friends through that association. Really good people are trying to make that neighborhood better. And I think we've done a really good job over the years. In 2011, when we started, it had a bad reputation.
Yeah.
And we worked as a group with the city and the police departments to try to improve the neighborhood. And we've come a long way. And we started doing neighborhood cleanups way back then in 2011. And we were finding a lot of things that we don't want to find on the streets, you know, drug paraphernalia and what have you.
Right.
And the last few years that we've done our cleanup day, it's like we hardly have to do anything.
Right.
That's wonderful,
It's
though.
really
That's so amazing.
And, you know, as most people know, you know, the intersection there, Route 69 and 72, just had that major renovation.
No more wall long.
No more wall long.
That was a treasure. That was Bristol treasure
I
there.
never got to go.
Your standards for treasure are low, my friend.
No, I didn't say a good treasure. I mean, what would you call that? Well-known place. Just put it that way.
Yeah, no, Wallung had a reputation, but it was nice to see that go, and the bar that was there next to it, you know, it was just wasn't a positive for the neighborhood. So, you know, sometimes less is more. And,
Sure.
Oh, absolutely.
And
I believe that too.
you know, the neighborhood is still has challenges, but it's come such a long way.
Right.
So the association has done a good job in working with all the different administrations that have come through the city. It doesn't matter, you know, who's in charge. We're still going to work with them, and we're going to try to find ways to improve the community. And so the Rockwell Park Summer Festival became a signature event for us as a way of showcasing one of the real bright spots of the West End. So the West End itself, through that West End neighborhood study encompasses basically from Brackett Park on the corner of North Main Street and School Street to Rockwell Park on the other side. And then there's some north and south borders as well. So that's what constitutes kind of what the West End of Bristol is. And so our idea was to showcase positive things in the community. And we came up with this Rockwell Park Summer Festival idea. And this will be our 13th actual event.
That means it's lucky.
Yeah.
13's my lucky number.
Lucky 13.
Yeah.
We
I
got
mean, it's
Taylor
going to
Swift?
be extra amazing. Oh, gosh.
Yeah. It would have been 15, except we lost 2 years to
Oh,
COVID.
that's
COVID,
true.
right?
COVID screwed everything
Oh
up.
my
For real.
goodness, it was a mess. So 2020, we were in the heart of COVID. We could not do the festival. 2021, I was trying to push for it, and it just was too big of a hurdle.
Okay.
And but we came back strong. 22, 23, 24. In 23 and 24, we set a record. We had 180 vendor spaces at the festival.
That's unbelievable.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of people.
There's a lot
It's
of
a
organization, too.
It is. Thank
well,
you.
and
But,
plus all the other aspects of the festival that you organize.
There's so much going on with the festival. It's not just me. I mean, the West End Association. I mean, I do a good chunk of it, to be honest. I do a lot of it. But the team that we have, our current board and Dave Hamlin, our president emeritus, I think is the word you call it. He was president. He's secretary. So we have so many things happening at the festival, and I'm super proud of it. And that's one of the reasons I continue to do it, even though I don't own property in the West End. I don't own any property in Bristol. I still am part of it because I'm very proud of the festival and what it is. It's a free community event, and it's just a great way to bring families out and have a good time with your family. We have my favorite part, which is the kids zone. We do this section of the field out between the two ponds that we have dedicated to a kids zone, and we have mini golf set up for the kids. We have cornhole games. Home Depot comes in and does their builders workshops. The Scouts.
Oh, they do that there? I know
Yeah.
they have them at the Home Depot, but I didn't know they came there, really.
Yeah, they come to the
That's
festival
awesome.
for us. They've been doing it for many years. They have, usually it's build a birdhouse or whatever
That's
the
so
little
cool,
project
though.
is.
I love that.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
Kids love it. You hear them all banging away at their little table there. And then the Scouts, the different scout groups come with a bunch of different troops actually come and bring all kinds of activities. They have a Gaga pit, which is this jumping pit with balls in it that the kids jump around in. They have just different activities for the kids. This year they are going to try to do a fishing demonstration with the pond right
cool.
behind us. So that's going to be a new feature this year. It's not a fishing derby per se. It's not a competition. It's just they're going to help teach kids who've never had a
Okay.
chance
Yeah,
to fish.
who've never what do you do?
Yeah.
Throw a
I can
line?
imagine
What's the phrase?
trying to
Throw a line
teach
sounds
them
Throw a
to
line,
hook a
right?
worm. That's going to be the worst part.
I can't. I got a fish once and I cried.
So how did you get the funding to start all of this? Like, where's the funding coming from? Is it coming from the vendors, or like do you have
It's a
what
combination.
permits do you need to get? I mean, how does the whole ball get rolling?
Multiple questions. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right.
Wind them up.
The funding is multiple sources. So one of our primary things that we do is the only real fundraiser we do per se is our Taste of Bristol promotion.
Which is amazing, everybody. If you see these cards out next year, buy 5 of them. They're phenomenal. But tell them why.
Yeah. So the Taste of Bristol program we started, and my background is in advertising and marketing. And most taste events are these one-day events. You buy a ticket for $40, $50, and you go to this one event one night and just try different foods. I turned that on its head and created this discount card, which the idea was to promote businesses in Bristol and get these restaurants involved. So we don't charge the restaurants to participate, so it's free marketing for them. They sign up and they offer 20% off of their check for 2 months during March and April. And we sell those cards to the public for $5. Best bargain.
Yeah.
How do you get money?
Best bargain there is.
Get it.
Yeah, we should charge more, but again, the festival's nonprofit. We're not looking to make a profit. It's all about just being able to break even really and create this event. So with Taste of Bristol, that $5 card gets you 20% off it. Last year we had 43 participating restaurants.
Yeah, you added a bunch more this past year, right? There was.
It seems to grow a little bit every year.
Yeah, you're gonna need a double-sided card.
Now, are these just Bristol?
Yes, it is
I
limited.
didn't know that was there that many restaurants in Bristol.
Yeah, well, there's 38
so
places
many,
just to
yeah.
get pizza in Bristol.
Yeah,
So.
I believe that part. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. But and one of the strengths of the program is that it's primarily locally owned businesses. It's not the chains. We don't have McDonald's on
Thank
the card.
goodness, yes.
No knock on McDonald's, but just
No, there is a knock on McDonald's. Their service is horrible, first of all.
The idea is to support the local owned businesses because that money stays in town,
Right.
And that money rotates them through the community, and that's what it's about, is supporting local. And so when we do that, that's our primary fundraiser. That money goes towards the festival. The other two sources to fund this thing are vendor fees, and vendor fees are really nominal. They're only $50 for a craft or retail vendor. You get your 12 by 12 space on the ground, and you bring your things.
That's very, very reasonable. Very.
Considering the number of people that come by that festival every single year, we've been there for Dusty Dude and the Bristol Bazaar, and it is phenomenal. Whether it's customers, networking, it's so worth it.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm glad you've had a good experience.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I'm happy about too, is the returning vendors. We have such a high rate of returning vendors. One of the things that we do that's also unique is I don't charge nonprofits.
Yeah.
So we give nonprofits free space at the festival, and that is unique. Very few festivals will actually do that, and we do it because, to me, they don't get a chance to really show who they are and showcase what they have, and it gives them an opportunity, again, supporting local.
Yeah.
And also, they're going to bring people to the festival.
Absolutely.
Right? So
Absolutely.
both as vendor participants and as guests. So we'll have a lot of the civic organizations, a lot of city departments. We'll have booths and representing, and churches and all kinds of nonprofit venues, and different medical facilities, things that are there. And then, so $50 for our regular retail spaces, free for our nonprofits, and then our food vendors. The trucks pay a little bit more, but it's totally worth it for them.
Okay.
We're going to have 14 food trucks this year.
Now, when they have the food trucks, who supplies the power? Do they have to have, and is there an extra charge for like power? Like when we do the Mum Festival, they'll say who needs power. It's X amount of dollars more for electricity.
So the way Rockwell Park is set up, it's very limited availability for electricity.
Okay.
So we don't supply electricity for anybody, really.
The generators.
They can bring generators, and most of the food trucks are self-sufficient.
Right.
in that
Yeah.
regard.
Yep.
There was a few other vendors that need generators, and I just need to know ahead of time so I could position their booth.
Sure.
So the generator's behind them and
Okay, I see.
not interfering. So yeah, but generally speaking, there's electricity only at the main stage, by the amphitheater, and by the gazebo stage, but we don't have vendors tapping into that.
Okay.
Right.
So the food has to be self-sufficient.
No, that's actually pretty good on as far as you go, because that's less things that you have to worry about. But also, like, what type of like permits or anything do you need to approach something like this?
Well, when we set up the festival, we have to get our permit from the Parks Department, and so we pay for the parks, the use of the park that day. We take over like about a third of the physical footprint of Rockwell Park.
It's massive.
It's quite
Yeah,
extensive.
it
Really is.
For those who are interested, there's actually a drone video on our Facebook event page. Wings of a Dove, Lee and
Cormier.
did a video for us in 2023, which we've continued to post because it's such a great little video, and it shows the scope of the festival. So,
I got a video too for you, but go ahead.
okay, listen, more things that we can post and share, gets the word out
Yeah.
in different formats. The festival basically starts right at the front entrance of the park where the archway is, and we have most of our nonprofits and our larger sponsors. That's one part of the funding we're going to talk about that we didn't get to. So our sponsors are in our larger nonprofits are up front, and then we get the amphitheater area, and then we start the vendor rows. And it
Which
just,
there's a lot of
it's a
them.
lot.
Yeah.
180 spaces.
Which is good though. I mean, it's awesome because you can't get bored.
No.
It takes you so long to even just get through it, which is good. Keeps you busy, keeps the kids happy because there's so much going on. It's just that's
Yeah.
the way a town should be, honestly. And that now I can understand your vision on why you started this whole thing.
Yeah, and then so just that third part of that funding that we talked about earlier was the sponsorships, and
Sure.
I don't want to put that aside because that's a very critical thing for us, and getting the support from the community is something we're really, happy about. Obviously, this year we set a record number of sponsors that have participated, and it goes to that thing where I was mentioning before about making it affordable, and the vendors don't pay a lot. Our sponsors don't have to pay a lot.
How do you get your sponsors?
Knock, knock, knock.
Yeah. You approach
Yeah.
them, right?
Yeah, generally, generally it's contacting businesses through networking.
I was just going to ask, how much that has helped.
We've been a Chamber of Commerce member as the West End Association. I've been a Chamber of Commerce member through work that I do, for a living, the actual paid part of my life. And then, so, I talk about the festival at the Chamber of Commerce meetings and networking events. And again, thankfully, the response has been really great. We've had a good turnout of sponsorships, and we're closed off now. Thank you, though. But most of our sponsors were in the $500 range, so it becomes really worthwhile for them, and they get they get mentioned on our flyers and our billboards, and
The foot traffic and
we
Yeah.
have lawn signs that go up with their logos on it. We have our volunteer T-shirts on the day of the festival have logos on the back. I have a billboard up right now on East Main Street in Forestville with our sponsor logos on it. So we try to make sure our sponsors get the recognition they deserve for supporting this, because without them, we really can't do the festival.
right.
Right.
And I'm going to name a few top sponsors, if that's okay.
Go
Yeah,
right ahead.
absolutely.
Because, we've had 27 different sponsors this year, which is awesome.
We'll
That
even give you
is.
these part of the clips too, so you can show them. That's,
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. But, Thomaston Bank has always been our platinum sponsor. They've been our
It
biggest.
seems like they do a lot for the community, Thomaston Bank.
They're great that way. And, I don't know how they make enough money to give out like that,
That's what I'm saying.
you know? But no, so Thomaston Bank's been our platinum sponsor. Wheeler Clinic is a big supporter with us. Bristol Health are three of our top sponsors. Torrington Bank and Hartford Healthcare are co-sponsors of our Kids Zone,
Oh, wonderful.
and so that's always been a steady thing for us. They both support us, with that, and having that Kids Zone support, helps us pay for the mini golf setup and the other activities that we offer. We also have a local business called Peaceful Minds, who helps people dealing with different aspects of their life. She's been a prime sponsor as well.
Awesome.
And this year, M&T Bank is back. They were there in 23, skipped 24, but they're back again this year. So those are our 7 top sponsors. No disrespect to the rest of our 20 other sponsors.
Right. But that's
Name
even
them
for
all.
that amount of top sponsors. That's still a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're lucky if you have 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And you got 7, you said?
7 that,
7
we'll
major
call the top,
sponsors.
we'll call it the gold level.
Yeah, right.
And then, but we have 20 more sponsors that are at our Friends of the Festival level. And again, it's so appreciated and critical to making the festival happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I want to dive in because obviously talking about the festival is huge because you're supporting. How many folks do you have for this year confirmed for vendors?
Oh, wow. So I'm already at 161 spaces as of
Okay.
today. And,
Awesome.
And there's a good possibility I'll hit that 180 again.
Yeah.
There's always those last minute people that try to get in. Technically, August 1st is our deadline.
Okay.
If someone says to me next week, hey, can I still get in? I'll find a way.
Okay.
A lot of people wait till the last minute. They want to see what the weather is,
Right.
and that's always the biggest thing because I put all this effort in. I'm organized. I'm kind of a control freak.
I hear you.
A lot of stuff. There's a lot of moving parts here. The one thing I can't control is the weather.
Yeah.
Right.
That's-
So,
yeah.
roughly starting tomorrow, it's 2 weeks to the festival.
Wow.
And I know. Wow, was right. Oh,
Too
Saturday.
bad you couldn't have it tomorrow because it's supposed to be beautiful.
I
out
know.
tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah, so 2 weeks from Saturday. And so that's when the anxiety starts kicking in. And like you start watching the weather reports. They can't get it right for today.
I know.
Never mind 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
But,
You're right.
we still look at that weather report. The vendors look at the weather report, and then they tend to, like, okay, it's going to be good. Can I still get a booth?
Yeah, it's more like a 48-hour thing. It seems like
yeah.
with the weather. I got JR just said I didn't recognize Jesse without his scully cap.
Well, I got to cover that bald head most of the time. I don't have to worry about the sunshine in here.
I just thought you would know that he chimed in.
Yeah, he's good like that. And JR has been a supporter. He puts our signs up at the restaurant. He's a participant in the Tase of Bristol promotion since we've started it.
Yeah.
And so we always appreciate that local support.
Yeah, well, huge kudos to JR. We're big supporters. He's been great to us too with both of our businesses, and he's actually asked to be on the show too. So, yeah,
been waiting for that. Can't get him on my other podcast, but he'll come on this one, right?
So we've talked a lot about the festival, and there's more too that I definitely want to cover because there's pie eating contests and all sorts of fun things.
Yes.
But on the small business side, so now you've officially helped at least at a minimum 161 small businesses.
Well, again, that's
essentially.
nonprofits.
Yeah.
Food vendors.
It's tremendous.
There's that many spaces with somebody representing their interests, right?
Which
art.
is amazing.
We have artists. We have a dedicated section for the festival with artists. So we have about a dozen or so art booths.
Yeah.
We have our crafters and retailers and small businesses, and it ranges. I mean, we have everything from literally like the tissue box lady that makes the doily covered tissue boxes and does things like that to the large roofing companies.
Right.
And they all find the value in coming and representing at the festival.
Yeah.
And then our food vendors do fantastic. It's one of my favorite things at the end of the day when they tell me that they sold out.
That's awesome. Oh
and,
my gosh.
Makes them come back.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, there's a waiting list for food.
That's
vendors
great.
to get in.
There is.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I can only fit so many.
I was going
Right.
to say,
And plus,
is there other parts of the park maybe you can take
well,
over?
I want everybody to do well, so
Right.
we don't want to have
Too much
of
competition.
too much of any one thing. I want to make sure that everybody gets their slice of the pie. We'll use that analogy.
Yeah,
We'll talk about the
I like
pie.
it.
We'll talk about the pie. The pie eating contest, another all-time favorite event of the day. Harvest Bakery supports us by donating the pies. So thank you. Kudos to Harvest. And we have a adult division and a kids division, 10 participants for each. And it is just funny. It's just fun.
I always did enjoy those kind of contests.
And I'm going to throw a little something at you here. We have our pie eating contest at 3:14 in the afternoon.
Oh, of course it's at
I'm down.
3:14 'cause it's
Are you
pie.
down?
I would do it. I'll be there vending.
Well, do you know why it's at 3:14?
Yeah, 3:14 pie. Yeah, I
There
got
we
it.
go.
Yeah.
I got it.
A lot of people don't get that, but
I got it.
3:14 is pie.
Yes,
for
it
math,
is.
you math geeks out there. But so we decided, hey, 3:14, we'll do a pie eating contest.
That's perfect.
And,
It is.
Always thinking about marketing, aren't you?
Yeah,
And marketing is on the brain, isn't it?
That always, what can we do to make it fun?
Yeah, exactly.
And but again, those pies, it's a lot to eat.
Yeah.
In 10 minutes, but it's fun. No one's gotten overly sick yet, so yeah. And then we have prizes that are donated. There's a business here locally in town called Barter Business Unlimited. They donate prizes for our pie eating contest winners.
What do they do?
Barter Business Unlimited is a barter networking group that negotiates trades between businesses. So instead of spending cash on things, you're trading your service for someone else's service.
Okay.
And it's a great local business. Debbie Lombardi has been running it for 30 years, and she does a great job.
Kind of like what we do a little bit.
Kinda.
That's
Kinda
more
feed
networking.
off each other.
So with bartering, I've been a member since way back when I owned my own business, and it's a great system. I'll give one quick brief barter story.
Yeah.
So when I owned my own local advertising business, I owned Bargain Book, which is unfortunately no longer around, but a lot of people might know Bargain Book from back in the day. I had it for 16 years. So Barter Network got me a chimney cleaning company that wanted to buy ads. And what they do is they buy ads on credit instead of dollars.
Okay.
And I banked those credits. I turned around and used my credits for braces for my kids.
Wow.
The orthodontist took my barter credits.
That's awesome.
And so my
That's
Braces aren't cheap either.
No.
So the chimney guy, who I never met, bought ads from me. I took those credits. I got dental work or, braces for my kids. The orthodontist turned around and used his credits and, not kidding, got an African safari on trade.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy. So,
That's awesome.
Art of Business Unlimited, shout out to you. 'Cause it's a great little business. So, and she supports and donates for our pie eating contest. So we have that going on. The pie eating contest is fun. The Kid Zone we talked about a few times. One of the other features of the Kid Zone, the Army came in with a rock climbing wall
That's
last
cool.
year, and they're coming back again this
Oh,
year.
cool.
So that was a big hit. People love the rock climbing wall. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I know. I love the festival. I love the whole day. I love the Taste of Bristol leading into it. And something I definitely wanted to touch on while we have you here, because I know you network because we've networked together for so long.
Sure.
Can you talk about, how networking has helped with the festival, help with Taste of Bristol, just how that kind of works for you? Because I think for our listeners, I want them to hear a little bit more about, what goes on behind the scenes in addition to, you're getting your sponsors and you're getting your permits and you're getting, all the vendors. It's all super important. And, now you have to spread the word, so how has networking really kind of helped spread the word for Taste of Bristol and for the festival itself?
So the key to networking is that you're not necessarily getting the person you're talking to buy from you or to do something directly with you.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're sharing some information, I share that information with you
Yeah.
in a group setting, and you know somebody who needs what we have going on, right?
Right.
And that's the beauty of networking is that the power of other people knowing other people, and you're able to share that story through that network.
Mm-hmm.
There are some people that are just really masters at it and really know how to work that through social media
Right.
or through just going to Chamber of Commerce events. That's
Mm-hmm.
my personal method. Is I'm a big fan of the Chamber of Commerce. I've been a member for 24 years now.
Wow.
And so
Basically, yeah, when you go to these networking, you could say, "Oh, I got a guy."
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got a
Right.
guy. Oh, I know someone that can do this for you.
Yeah.
And that's how it
Yeah.
works.
and especially a Chamber of Commerce networking event where you get to go around the room and give your 1-minute elevator pitch, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you get to say who you are, what you do, and why you do it, and maybe somebody knows somebody else who's like, oh, you're running the festival. I know somebody who wants a booth at the festival.
Right.
So that's how networking.
I've never been to a Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, you should.
Well,
you should go.
explain to me how it works, just
So-
in case some of me and some of our watchers and listeners, they don't know how to approach that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, I mean, chambers are tremendous. I've been a part of the Central Connecticut Chamber for, God, now. 6
no, but
years.
anyone can go.
And so you can go. Anyone can go. I think you get 2 essentially free visits in this particular chamber. Usually everyone allows a certain number of visits before they ask you to become a full member. But there's all different types of events. We have the Morning Jolt with the Central Connecticut Chamber. That's once a month. That's probably my favorite
How do you find
event.
out about these events?
So they're all on the chamber websites.
Okay, for
Go
each
to the
town.
calendar for each chamber. So some chambers are regional, like our chamber is regional. The Waterbury Chamber is regional. So sometimes you'll get many chambers within one. But then there's different types of networking groups too that are totally different. Like there's LABA, which is the Litchfield Area Business Association. So you can go network with people in the Litchfield Hills. There's free networking events over in the Valley. Like there's different things that you can find just by Googling or probably using AI, to be honest with you, to find out what's going on and what might help you most in your niche. And BNI groups, I've been a part of BNI groups both formally and as a guest, and I found that to be really, really wonderful. Met a lot of really great people that I still refer to all the time. But particularly in the chamber networking groups that Jesse and I have gone to, I mean, together really, we have sold the Taste of Bristol tickets at the bazaar, which was really cool. People come in just for them. Or they get them, they're like, oh, I'm going to do it as, a birthday gift, or I want to do it because I know they're going to go to want to, try all these different places. But they know, like Jesse's built this reputation in the best way possible in town, and people know that you can go. Of course, you can go to all these different places or people, I should say, and buy these tickets, and they know the cause it's going to. So I wanted to make sure that we talked about the value of networking and how much that can really impact whether it's an event that someone's hosting or their business in general. Yours is kind of like the whole package where you're impacting clearly over 160 businesses, whether they be small, medium, large, the whole West End Association, the city of Bristol. Like, it really is a layered effect.
Yeah. It's not to overly plug the chamber particularly, but I mean, that is one of my favorite networking events. They do that once a month, Morning Jolt. And you can go as a guest, and you get to go around the room. There's usually 40 or 60 people in a room.
Really?
So you get to explain what you do to 40 or 60 people. And again, the benefit of that is that they know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who needs what you have. And, so that's how that works. So yeah, look up your Chamber of Commerce and join if you haven't.
Yeah,
already.
like I said, I
Yeah.
never did it. I
You
mean,
would love it.
I don't know if I could handle any more business.
That's a good problem. to
No,
have.
it's not. No, it's actually getting kind of slow. Actually, I want to take you up on that offer.
Yeah.
If
Come
you
as a
can,
guest if you're not a chamber member already, and you'll see what those meetings are about. It's
and now,
nice.
is there a limited number of Chamber of Commerce? No,
No.
right? No, anyone can be.
Yeah.
Okay, any
Yeah,
business.
I reached out to
That's
a
right, 'cause
chamber
they
down
have-
in
they have-
Mystic, and they were willing to work with me up here.
Sure.
That's right, yeah,
As
'cause
long as
I
you pay your
remember.
fee, your dues,
That's
they'll
yeah.
welcome you in.
Yeah.
What are the dues like, anyways?
Dues
Yeah.
for chambers?
Yeah.
It
Are they
varies.
minimal or are they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say so because they have different levels. If you're a sole proprietor, individual business versus a large scale corporation, there's
Okay.
some different fee structures.
I see.
But
Super affordable, though, usually a couple $100.
I think it's well worth it.
And it's to get your physical self in a room with that many people that want to talk to you. You know, you're not cold calling or going to knock on doors anymore. You're going to a warm room with people that want to get to know you and,
And we'll
want to
probably
support you.
spread the word for
Absolutely.
even further out of
Let
that
me tell you,
circle.
I cold call for a living. I literally knock on doors. You ask me for
God
knocking
bless
on doors
you.
for.
God bless you.
Yeah, it's a grind
Oh, yeah.
to do it that way, but that's what I do for a living. I sell advertising for a living, and literally will show up at your door and talk about what I do. But having that, like you said, 40 to 60 people in a room who are willing to listen to what you have for at least for a minute.
Yeah.
Get to share that information. And you mentioned BNI, which is I think it literally stands for Business Networking
International,
right?
yeah.
So it's a networking group. That's a whole other structure of networking. They have literally a structured system that they
Yeah.
have meetings with. So, networking itself in general, your small business social that we're talking about here today, it's all about spreading the word, right? Of what you have. And hopefully if you have a good message, you treat people right, that they'll tell others and share what you're doing,
Yeah. Yeah, I always think it's interesting with networking because you could get an immediate connection with somebody and, you hit it off and then you're going to get coffee or you're going to all these networking events together, but you never really know when the business is going to come, so it could be a week, it could be 6 months, it could be 5 years.
right?
But the relationships that I've gotten, at least from networking through the chambers, particularly, are so special to me. And I will always refer to those people no matter what. I know that they're good people. I know the work that they do because I've either hired them or, somebody in the room who's worked with them already. They've done a presentation in front of the chamber group. So you become like a salesperson for them. But you're also a friend.
Yeah,
if,
a referral network is
Yeah.
really what it comes down to. And
and it could really boom your business.
yeah.
It's amazing.
Well, all right. So if you had, let's say, 2 things that you wanted to say to the audience, what would you say to them?
What are my topics?
Well, as far as marketing or whatever, pieces of advice, if
Yeah.
they're new business owners or they're looking to get sponsors or anything like that, or 2 things that you can give me or give our audience advice on. Anything off the top of the dome
So
without your Scully cap on?
Listen, opening your doors for business is a brave thing, right? It takes a certain kind of person to be in business and to start a business. Care is a perfect example. Somebody who's got this boundless energy, and that's great to have the door open and you put the sign out, but you have to let people know you're there. So marketing, and that's my background, so that's where I come from. But marketing is important, whether it's social media, whether it's print, whether it's through networking. you know, you have to get the word out, and you can't just put the shingle up and expect that people are going to come to you.
Right.
So be prepared in your business plan to have a budget to spend to get the word out. Well, and again, the format isn't so much the critical part of it is, but you have to do something. And I've had too many people, and this kind of a cliche, where you don't see them advertising until it's a going out of business sale.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's sad.
You're right.
All of a sudden, like, I didn't even know this place existed.
Right.
And then like now I see it going out of business sale.
Right.
So, you know, don't fall into that trap. Make sure that you know, do a fair amount of marketing and whatever formats there are, and there's a lot of formats, but that's probably the biggest thing off the top of my head.
I think it's
Shane.
great advice. I really do. I think that's wonderful because, again, I come from the marketing world too. And, you know, to come up with that budget number is scary and
Right.
uncertain sometimes because you're like, well, I'm going to spend, you know, thousands and thousands of dollars as a small business in hopes that it brings enough people,
ROI.
you know, like
Yep.
to balance that. But I, you know, in learning about all the things that you do through our networking, you know, being open to different types of marketing and advertising is also, I think, really huge. You hit on a good point with, you know, social media and or TV or billboards or print, whatever it might be, but be willing to try different things. You know, I think like we tried billboards for the bazaar. It was great brand awareness and stuff like that, but I never once heard someone come and be like, I saw your billboard and I came in right now.
But it doesn't mean it wasn't a good value for you.
Right.
Because there
Right.
are certain ads that people won't mention to you. But
Yeah.
you know, like an example is Holiday Inn did a survey at one point, and they wanted to know how people knew about Holiday Inn. And 50% of the people that filled in the survey said TV at a time when they had no TV
That's
ads.
so funny.
Okay.
Wow.
So the perception about marketing is they don't know necessarily where they saw you or how they saw you, but they saw you. Right.
Yeah.
And
That
so,
makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Right. You're absolutely
you know,
right.
and my most successful businesses that I deal with, the ones that really have good game plans, have multiple channels.
Right.
And that's such an important part of it is that, you know, they have multiple channels that they can get their name and message out. And it's not relying on just one source. You know, of course, I sell
Yeah,
advertising.
don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Right.
Yeah, not necessarily. I mean, the owner of my company wants you to put all the eggs in our basket.
Yeah, that's true.
You know? And, you know, he wants us to be selfish and make sure they advertise with us.
Right, right,
But,
right.
you know, and that's fine. And I'm not here to plug my ads. So, but having multiple channels is important. Some of my most successful advertisers who are in many different things, it's that cumulative effect that really brings you the results. And it's hard to know which one got you the credit. Was it the billboard?
Right.
You know, they didn't necessarily mention the billboard to you, but then they saw the billboard. Or, you know, one of the things that happens with me, I sold print advertising. And I'll say what it is. It's called Direct Advantage Magazine. And Direct Advantage has been around for 20 years helping small businesses. It goes back to what you talked about, helping small business. I'm affectionately known in the business as the king of smalls, meaning I sell the most small mom and pop ads. That's my wheelhouse.
So you're Biggie Smalls.
Yeah. I guess so. But, you know, I saw a lot of small local mom and pop businesses because they need an avenue, a method to get their message out there. And, but sometimes it's hard to get credit for that because you, especially your generation, I'm, you know, a bit older than you.
He keeps saying that. He's not that much older than.
I'm married 40 years, so.
Oh, no, yeah, I forgot about that. Never mind.
But no, seriously, the point being is that you might see the ad in the magazine when you get it, but your instinct is going to probably be to Google that business.
Sure.
Right,
Okay.
absolutely.
And
Yeah.
you're going to look at reviews, you're going to look at other things. And then when you contact the business, you're going to be like, how'd you hear about us? Oh, I Googled you. Well, no.
Right.
You saw the ad.
Right.
And you
Acted
saw
on
the
it.
billboard and you saw something else. You saw maybe a placemat at a diner.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then you finally Google them.
To verify that
Right.
they were legit
So it
and
wasn't
the ratings.
Google that, you know, was really the source of it, but they're like the Google knows all. So that's where people go to. So, but again, the different ads, whether it's billboards or print or social, it's having multiple channels. It really is the best way to go. Of course, it's all based on budget too.
That's great advice. Great
Yeah.
advice.
All right. So I think if you want to wrap up, I think you should show your flyer to everybody. Tell everybody a little bit more about date, time, if people are looking to get those last minute spaces, how they can do it.
Hey, you can show, hold that up and hold
Yeah.
it towards that camera
right
right
over
there.
there.
Let's see. Oh, that's perfect, actually.
Yeah.
Am I hired?
Take a screenshot, guys. Okay.
All right.
So we do have several of these flyers out at businesses here throughout town. And again, it's part of that networking thing, right? So like I'll have this flyer up at Family Roots.
Yeah.
Now, Family Roots is not a vendor at the festival, but she's happy April to.
But she will be.
Well, but she's happy.
No, I know.
April, supports what we do. She's actually our #1 ticket seller for Tase of Bristol tickets.
Yeah, look
Oh,
at her
so
go.
she's helping. Yeah.
Yeah, so Family Roots, big support, shout out for them. And so we have our flyers up, we have billboards up, we have ads in the Direct Advantage magazine.
Yeah.
We have ads, on AMP Radio, the radio network that you hear when you're pumping your gas. So again, a cumulative thing that multiple channels.
How do you get those ads on the gas station?
You network with us at the chamber.
There you go.
And you get to meet the gentleman who.
Oh,
runs the
I didn't
show.
know. I was wondering how they did that.
It's amazing. He just got more, right? Didn't he get more?
stations?
Yeah.
I
think.
Could be.
Oh, I hope I didn't miss.
I'm missing out on so much.
Got to come on out to those meetings.
I
Yes.
know I have to.
So the festival, August 16th, Saturday, the one-day event. It is, knock on wood, rain or shine, no rain.
Yes.
We do not have a rain date. It's just too many moving parts to try to do it a different
Yeah, I
day.
can imagine.
A lot of things. So the open hours are from 10 to 6. Our vendors start showing up at 7 in the morning. So it's a 12-hour day for me and the rest of our West End associates. One thing we didn't mention earlier was we have 12 bands on 2 stages. That's another part of the festival.
That's a lot.
It is.
Yeah. So it's all part of it. So between kid zones and bands and food, I look at it as family, friends, food, and fun.
And that's the way it
yeah.
should be. That's like I said, that's what you organize is like the perfect example of what a town should be like. You know what I mean? Everyone just getting together, having a good time.
Yeah.
No trouble. Keeps kids out of trouble. Stuff like that.
Drama free.
Exactly.
That's right.
Just have some fun.
Yes.
Have a hot dog and you know what I mean? Yeah. So I think that's going to be it, right?
Yeah, I think that wraps us up for today.
That'll wrap us
Thanks
up.
for
you guys.
being here.
Oh, thank you so much for having me
This was fun.
and letting us share what we're doing here at the festival. And like you said, we can still take those last-minute vendors.
Don't forget.
right.
Yeah, just rewind the video if you want to know all the particulars. I can't even talk right now. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for today's episode. And we want to thank you once again. And we will be streaming. This will be on what? Apple
Spotify,
Music,
and Spotify,
iHeartRadio.
all the things.
By tomorrow.
Bye,
and
guys.
sometimes today. Bye.